In our modern world, convenience is everywhere. Light at a switch, food at a button, information at a tap. Yet, in chasing comfort, we've lost touch with true self-reliance, the practical knowledge to provide for ourselves when systems fail. This isn't about hobbies, but about the confidence that comes from knowing how to turn raw nature into nourishment. For generations, this was daily life. People understood the earth, the seasons, and the tools that kept them alive. Tools weren't just conveniences, they were lifelines. The ability to grow, harvest, and process food was the foundation of security. Take the hand-cranked grain mill. To us, it's a relic. To our ancestors, it was revolutionary. It turned hard wheat into bread, powered by human effort, not electricity. It was a symbol of resilience, not nostalgia. Today, as we navigate a world of fragile supply chains, it's worth reflecting on this legacy. Rediscovering these tools isn't about turning back the clock, but reclaiming a vital part of our heritage. True preparedness isn't about stockpiling. It's about skills and simple, reliable tools. The grain mill reminds us, self-reliance is quiet, practical, and powerful. In uncertain times, it's these skills that matter most. To appreciate the hand-cranked grain mill, imagine life during the Great Depression and World War II. Scarcity was constant. Rationing ruled daily life. Survival depended on what you could produce, not what you could buy. Victory gardens flourished, and every preserved jar or sack of beans was a triumph over hunger. Ingenuity thrived. Nothing was wasted. Everything was repaired or repurposed. In this world, the grain mill was a lifeline. With access to whole grains and a mill, families had food security. The mill unlocked nutrition from raw grain, immune to shortages and economic turmoil. It was a small act of defiance, taking control of your own food supply. In times of instability, the grain mill was a quiet revolution in every kitchen. The hand-cranked grain mill was the heart of the homestead kitchen. Its job turned hard, inedible grains into flour for bread, porridge, and more. With two grinding burrs, one fixed, one turning by hand, it transformed seeds into sustenance. No electricity needed, just human effort. Adjustable burrs allowed for fine flour or coarse meal, making it versatile for many foods. Freshly milled flour retained nutrition lost in commercial products. The aroma of fresh flour was the scent of health and independence. The grain mill was more than a tool, it was daily proof of self-sufficiency. Early grain mills were built for survival, not obsolescence. Cast iron bodies and steel or stone burrs made them nearly indestructible. Every part was metal or stone, no fragile plastics or electronics. Maintenance was simple. Disassemble with basic tools, replace standard parts, repair as needed. Owners controlled their tools, not the other way around. Unlike today's disposable appliances, these mills were investments for generations. They empowered users to produce and maintain their own food supply. The old mill's resilience stands in stark contrast to modern throwaway culture. It's a tool built to last a lifetime and beyond. The true value of a tool is in its longevity. Hand-cranked grain mills were daily workhorses, built to thrive on constant use. Many mills from the 1920s still work perfectly today. They've outlasted entire technological eras, needing no power, updates or cables. Modern appliances, by contrast, are often designed to fail and be discarded. We've traded cast iron for plastic, permanence for convenience. The old mill teaches us about real value and sustainability. A well-made tool can serve generations. These mills challenge the idea that new is always better. They're not just tools, they're heirlooms, carrying the stories of those who use them. Whole grain isn't food until it's milled. The hand mill transforms hard kernels into edible flour, a gateway from potential to nourishment. By adjusting the grind, families made everything from porridge to fine bread. Sifting created lighter flour for special baking, while bran and germ were used elsewhere. Nothing wasted. This hands-on process built a deep connection to food. Cooks knew their grain, their flour, their dough, adapting recipes to what they had. This knowledge was practical wealth, providing security in uncertain times. The mill's magic was turning a hard seed into a warm loaf. It was survival, skill, and comfort, all in one. Searching for a vintage grain mill is a journey into history. Look for heavy cast iron. Weight signals authenticity. Check for maker's marks. Names like Griswold, Enterprise or Arcade mean quality. Examine the burrs, hardened steel, not soft iron, with well-defined grooves. Test the crank and adjustment mechanism for smooth, solid movement. Avoid cracks in the iron. Surface rust is fine, but structural damage isn't. A genuine mill feels solid and ready for use. These aren't just antiques. They're tools built for another century of service. With care, a vintage mill can be revived for daily use. It's a tangible link to a more resilient past. Restoring a vintage mill requires patience and respect for its history. Avoid harsh chemicals or aggressive methods. Preserve the seasoned surface and precise burrs. Disassemble the mill, soak parts in vinegar and water to gently remove rust. Scrub with a brush or steel wool, then dry thoroughly. Season the iron with a thin layer of food-safe oil, then bake to create a protective finish. Lubricate moving parts with food-grade grease. Never oil the burrs. After each use, brush clean and store dry. With minimal care, your restored mill will last another 100 years. Restoration isn't just repair, it's stewardship of a legacy. Each turn of the crank connects you to generations past. The hand-crank grain mill is more than nostalgia. It's a living lesson in resilience. It embodies a philosophy: durability over disposability, autonomy over dependence. When systems fail, the mill stands ready, powered by human effort alone. Its simplicity is its strength, a model for other human-powered tools. Preserving these tools and the skills to use them is vital. Practical knowledge is collective insurance against uncertainty. By learning and teaching these skills, we keep our heritage alive. These machines are blueprints for a more resilient future. The quiet turning of the mill is the sound of self-reliance. With the right tools and knowledge, we can always provide for ourselves. Before you go, if you found inspiration in these stories of resilience and self-reliance, why not join our growing community? Tap that subscribe button now. Watch as our lively subscribe animation whirls into life, just like the grain mill itself. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and share this video with friends who appreciate timeless skills and enduring tools. Together, let's keep the legacy turning for future generations. Thanks for watching.